Sorry?
The background noise, like, are you getting any background noise?
I'm hearing a little bit, but not too much.
Okay,
Uh,
alright.
okay, yay, we're live. Sorry. Sorry, everyone. For those of you who get to see the beginning of this, we are having a few connection issues, but I think we are working fine now. So Ella is here with me, and today Glitch Thread Talks is all about her, all about our new designer of the month. Ella is a designer for November, and she has a very interesting story. I am very excited to get to know her. Her connection, her internet connection is a bit funky, so if she leaves us by any chance, please don't leave. Come back, and she will come back and continue answering the questions. So we get to hang out with her for a little bit, talk about her life, talk about her design process, and more excitingly, talk about her design for Flyful for the month of November. So I'm very, very excited to welcome her. All right. Hi, Ella. How are you?
Hi, hi, Sandra.
How are you today?
I'm fine.
Good. I just want to find oof, my chat. Okay, so everybody that is here watching, if you guys want to comment, I have the chat, so you guys can ask questions, and we will be happy to answer them. Okay. So Ella, where are you connecting from?
Okay, I am from Nigeria and I'm currently in Nigeria, connecting from Nigeria.
Wow, that is exciting. You're very far away from us. That's awesome. And how is the weather at the moment where you are? Where I am, I live in Spain, and surprisingly, it's cloudy and it's been very rainy, which is not normal for us here where I live. But how about you?
Um, Sorry, I didn't hear you.
I say, how's the weather?
Oh, it's currently raining actually. That's why it's kind of interrupting the network. So it's raining and it's cool. Sometimes it's actually very, very hot. Like it's very, very hot most times, but sometimes it rains. Like we're in the rainy season right now. So it's been cool so far.
That's good. Yeah, I think of Nigeria and I just think of crazy hot weather, you know?
Yeah,
So I don't know if you
yeah.
guys have like colder weather in November, December, towards Christmas. Does it get a bit
It's
chilly?
very, very hot most times.
Yeah. Cool. And tell us a little bit about your life. Are you married? Do you have kids? You look very young, so I don't know how old you are and if you're in that side of
Okay.
your life.
All right. So I am Emanuela and I'm from Nigeria. And I am not married. I'm single. I actually just graduated from university last year. And I'm just like serving currently, like right now I'm doing like a compulsory service here for my country. So I have not started working officially, but I'm just like in between that phase. And I'm taking that time to like learn more, like explore more of my crafts and everything. So most times I actually, when I'm not cooking, I just like I'm watching movies or I'm learning stuff because I also am a data scientist. So I'm mostly taking classes online and yeah, that's just it.
What is it that you do? Sorry, I missed that part. What else do you do?
Yeah.
What else do you do? What's your other job?
Okay. Okay. So when I'm not working, I actually take like courses online. Also practicing like videography and how to make videos and some of like I'm taking some classes in like photography, although I'm not like really good in it. And I also teach because I'm currently working in a school, so I teach the students, the junior secondary school students. I teach them like computer studies basically. So yeah, that's just like the things I do. And I help my mom in her business because she's like a caterer. So I'm kind of like a manager, so to speak. I kind of talk with the customers and do everything.
Okay, I'm sorry, Ella. I'm having a little bit of a hard time understanding you, and it's my fault. So
Okay.
if you can talk a little bit slower, please, so that I can catch up, because
Okay.
it's because
All
I
right.
have really bad hearing. Okay, it's not your fault, and also your audio is a bit muffled, but we can figure it out.
All right.
Okay,
Okay, so
yeah,
should I start again from the beginning?
yes, go on. Why don't you start again?
Right.
Sorry.
Okay. So I am currently working in a school
Okay,
and I'm teaching the students. I actually take two courses, like computer related courses, and they're like junior, secondary school level kind of students. And when I'm not teaching, I'm helping my mom with her business. She's a caterer. So I help with managing like the finances. I also like talk with the customers and like all the inventories and everything. So I'm like always doing all those kind of things when I'm not crocheting. And apart from like maybe taking my courses online, I take online courses and yeah, that's just what I do when I'm not crocheting.
Nice. That's very cool. I love it. Well, you have a very interesting style of crochet. I think it's very colorful and super fun and very, very creative. And I'm so excited to hear more about that. But I want to know about your crochet journey. How did you start crocheting? Did someone teach you? Yeah, how did you start doing it?
Okay, so that I started crocheting in 2020. I actually was not it wasn't crochet I wanted to do. I was actually into bead making and like macrame kind of thing. But I didn't really have the resources. Like I couldn't find the resources, like the materials around me. So I was able to get a crochet shop near me and I talked to the owner and she introduced me to like, okay, these are the yarns and everything. Then I went to Pinterest. I saw so many crochet wearables. Then I think it was like bralette and like the headwear, the things and the hats. So I think I got interested in crocheting like yeah, I'll say in 2020. I started to make like my own crochet project and follow tutorials because I learned online mostly. I learned online. So yeah, that's just how my crochet journey started from Pinterest, the images on YouTube, some of the tutorials, and I joined a lot of Facebook groups, crochet Facebook groups, and I was inspired by a lot of people and their design. So yeah, that's just it.
Oh, that's very cool. And see, I've seen also on your Instagram that you knit, right? So you
Yeah.
knit, you've done macrame, you've done beads, like you've tried loads of different crafts then.
Yes, I'm not really good at macrame. I just have like avoid tutorials. I'm not practicing, but for the making and the feeding, yes, I think I do a lot of different crafts, and I'm not good at the feeding. I think the only thing I'm really good at is like the crochet aspect mostly. I find crochet easier for me than knitting and other crafts.
Yeah, okay, that's good. Yeah, I was gonna ask you why you chose crochet, but I understand. And so how long have you been designing your own garments then? Was it from the beginning?
No, no. I started designing and I can't really remember the exact year, but I would say like 2 or 3 years ago. I made my first pattern. I think it was like the very first time. I just wanted to make something. I wanted to experiment because I had been testing for other designers and I wanted to just try my hands out at like making my own pattern from scratch. So it wasn't really like a good pattern because it was like my first time. So but I just tried it and I released it. I had a lot of testers. But yeah, I started in 20. I was in 2022. That was when I started to make my own crochet designs. I wanted to make my crochet design because I found out that a lot of crochet shops they had a lot like lace back kind of design, and I wasn't comfortable with the lace up back design. I wanted like a solid back, close back kind of thing. So I started to experiment with different designs, and I was like, okay, why not just write a pattern? And I wrote a pattern for it, and yeah, it was like a dress actually. So the dress is like a closed back. So that was like my first crochet pattern that I wrote by myself.
Okay. Wow, that's really cool. I think we all start with that, right? Experimenting. Like we want
Yes,
something and we cannot find what we're looking for, so then we're just
yes,
like, how am I going to make it, right?
yes.
That's awesome. And other than what you need to have or what you want to have, is there something that inspires or influences your designs?
Oh, okay. I would say that I'm inspired by should I get textures mostly. I like to experiment with textures, different kind of textures in most of my garments. And I just like also colors. I like combining colors. I love experimenting. I just like taking like simple designs or simple constructions and like adding like a little bit of texture and color. I feel like that's exactly the kind of thing I like to do. Just experiment with textures and stitches. I just love it. Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's really cool. I can totally see your love of color and texture because I can think of like I'm thinking of all the designs that you sent us and all the ideas that I've seen on your Instagram, and I'm like, yes, that's Ella. It's all about color and all about texture. I love it. I want you to tell us a little bit about that last dress that you posted. I think it's like a mermaid almost dress. How did that
Okay.
come about?
like I said, I would like taking like basic constructions and finding like a way to make it unique. So I was inspired by a lot of crochet dresses that were like I wanted to make something mad. I wanted to make a dress actually, and I wanted to add like different textures. And because I'm into beading, like bead making, I was like I want to incorporate something that adds both beading and the sewing. I'm trying to learn how to sew, so
Okay.
I was like, I'm going to incorporate all three things into this crochet dress. And actually, it took me so long. Like that was like the dress took a long time. I think it took me like 3 months before I could make it finished. It took
Wow.
a lot of calculations, every single thing. But I really, really love it. It's like one of my favorite crochet dress or crochet projects I've ever made.
Yeah, well, I think if anybody watching this has never seen Ella's Instagram, you have to go because this dress is so much fun. It's like you're a mermaid, but like a
Yeah,
wearable mermaid. Like I feel like I
yeah,
could see someone wearing that out, and I'll be like, "Yes, sister."
yeah.
That's awesome. And what do you think would be your favorite part about your design process and the crochet world?
Okay, okay. So my favorite part would be like when I make my sketches, because most times I design before I design something. When I'm designing, I make sketches. So I think my favorite part is like I'm going when I'm done with making the project, I'm going to put it side by side with my sketch and see like how well I was able to how well I was able to like, make it come to life. So I feel like that's my favorite part most times because sometimes it ends up being really better than the initial sketch or the initial idea. So I feel like that I enjoy that part more than the process. I don't know if that's weird.
That totally makes sense because yes, I completely agree. I don't usually sometimes when I design I come with like kind of an idea but I don't draw them. But for when I wrote my first book, I had to draw every single one of my designs. So it was 12 designs for the book and I draw them and I had to present them, right? For the book.
Yeah,
And I thought that was one of my favorite parts at the end of the book when I compare the actual garments to the picture and then
yeah,
like most of them were exactly the same. I was like, yes.
exactly.
I don't really think about it, but it's true. It's a very good feeling. And
Yeah.
did you always want to be in the fashion industry or in the handmade businesses, or were you working towards a different kind of job? Did you?
Okay.
Yeah.
I, w- I wasn't into fashion in the fashion space. Actually, I would say like I was, should I say unfashionable most times, but I feel like crocheting and like crafting has made me a little bit like fashionable in a sense because I wasn't into
Yeah.
fashion at all. I would just like wear anything. I didn't really give any thought to like what I wear or anything. But I feel like since I started to crochet, I've been more like I say intentional or like more thoughtful in like how I'm like the way I dress and everything. So I feel like I wasn't into fashion, but crochet made me into fashion.
Yeah. Okay, I could understand that because I feel like I am more of a what am I gonna wear every day than what is super cool or fashionable at the moment. So I'm all about comfort. I'm all about functionality, and fashion.
Yes,
I forget that fashion is a part of it, but at the end of the day, we are creating fashion of a certain way, right? And when have you been designing your own patterns for a while? When did you start? I think you told me, but I forgot.
okay, so I haven't been designing. I don't I won't call myself. I feel weird to call myself like a designer because I see other crochet designers and I would say like I'm not really at that level yet. But yeah, in terms of design, I would say I've been designing for like a while because most of my projects are like original. I didn't follow tutorial, I didn't follow pattern. So yes, I would say like I've been designing for a while.
Okay. And what about your first pattern? When did you write that one? When did you publish it?
Um, I think like 2022.
Okay. Oh,
Did that
so
was
a
2022. Yes,
while.
that was like my first pattern.
Yeah. And out of all the design work, think about from the beginning, like sketching and planning and grading and writing a pattern, and then
Yeah,
advertising and Instagram and
yeah,
everything, right? Like, because it's a full on system,
yeah,
right? Now, out of
yeah,
all those jobs and all of those duties, which one do you think you could live without? Like you're like, I really don't want to do that ever.
Okay, I think well, it will be the writing of the pattern itself.
Really?
I
Okay.
Yeah, because for the grading, I'm not. I would like to say I find it easier to grade than writing because writing you have to like think about the like your audience or people are going to buy the patterns to see. Okay, maybe did I explain this enough? Is this explanatory? Like the Letter is more difficult for me to like because some things might be easy for me to like if I read it, it's going to be easy. It sounds easy, but it might not be easy for other people. So I feel like writing the pattern itself is the toughest part for me.
Yeah. Oh, I totally understand. Yeah. Sometimes even the math is quite fun to figure out all the numbers. And then
Yes,
once you have to put that into words, it gets a bit trickier, doesn't
yes.
it? Okay, that's cool. And what is your favorite thing out of the whole process? Other than, you just said like seeing the picture and the final garment, but is there anything else about the whole design,
I think I,
selling,
I love I
everything?
love the calculations. I love the calculations, like calculating, trying to see if I get the numbers right. I feel like that's one of my favorite parts of designing.
The calculations, the maths.
Yes,
Yes,
I love
I
the
totally I can understand that. I like it too. Okay, cool. And let's talk a little bit more about social media. I mentioned it a little while ago.
okay.
But I want to know about your name. Your is it Nova Mesni? How am I saying it right?
Novamine. No, Novamine.
Nova Main.
Novamine.
What does it
Okay.
mean? Why did you choose that name?
Okay, so when I started to crochet, I opened my first account. It was Imperial Loops. And I lost the account. I tried to make a new one and I lost that one again. I forgot the for some reason the second account. So I decided to choose like a different brand name, and I couldn't find any brand name that has not been chosen or not like that is not unique. So I just went on Google and I just typed Nova and domain. So Nova means new and domain
Okay.
means like domain. So since I was starting like a new account, I was like, okay, new domain. Like that was like the full meaning of Nova main. It means like new domain. It's like a conjunction of the two words Nova and domain. So I was like, okay, let me just use this because I don't see people using it. So I didn't really think much. It wasn't like something thoughtful like that. I just wanted to create an account and that would let you know domain.
Look at that. That's so funny. I love hearing stories about how people came up with their names because some people really think about it like they put a lot of thought
Yes.
into it and it means something and other people are just like meh.
Yeah.
I like
I
it.
just chose it.
Yeah. Do you think that if you continue designing and like you want to become kind of like a staple in the crochet world, would you keep that name out of sentimentality? Or do you think you would like to change to something more crochet related?
I think I would keep the name because I might not continue to like do crochet only. I am trying to diversify into other crafts. So I'm
Okay.
thinking that if I ever change the name, it will be something that would is not only crochet related. But I don't think I'm going to change it anytime soon. Except if like there's like a need to change it, like probably a company, a bigger company decides to like tell me to change it or something like that. But I feel like I won't change it because it's if I have other craft, I can always use it for other crafts. So it's not only going to be crochet alone. If I
Yeah.
venture into macrame or beading, I can always still use the name. So yeah, I don't think I'm going to be changing things anytime soon.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. I like that. I think, you chose it and stick with it. I love it. Okay, I want to know a little bit more about you. So, what kind of person are you? So Ella, imagine your perfect day. What
Okay.
what three things do you need to have on your perfect day? It can be anything in the whole wide world.
I think the first thing would be like a good weather, like a good weather. Not the weather has to be like not sunny, not super sunny, but not cloudy, like in between. I feel like what determines my perfect day, the first thing is like the weather should be comfortable because I live in an hot climate. So when the day is very hot, I feel like it messes up your entire plan, it messes up your mood, so to speak. So I feel like the first thing is like a good weather, perfect weather. Then the second thing would be ah, I don't. The second thing would be I feel like there are a lot of things that are coming to my head. Okay, the second thing is going to be food. Yeah, I love
Food.
eating. Yeah,
Yeah.
I love eating. So food and then sleep. If I had a good sleep, then my day would be perfect. So yeah, those are the three things.
I love it. I absolutely love it. You know, one time I asked this question in my family, and the three things I said were things that I do on my own. So, like, I think I said sleep, read a book, and crochet on my own. And my husband and my kids were like, "What? What about us? You don't want us on your perfect day?" I was like,
Yeah.
"I kind of don't." Isn't that horrible? So, are you more of a loner? Would you like be on your own on this perfect day, or is this something that you would like to spend with a lot of people?
I think I would rather be on my own.
Yeah.
I think I'd rather be on my own, crocheting, listening to music, whether it's cool. I got enough sleep and I have food in my belly. Yeah, that's just it.
I think sometimes you need that, I completely appreciate it. And, my kids know I love them. All right. Tell me a little bit more about yourself. Imagine if you could acquire any skill in the whole wide world in 1 second. What skill would it be? It can literally be anything, like a physical skill, a knowledge skill,
Okay.
anything.
I think I would love the skill to learn any language
Oh,
because yes, I kind of like I'm currently learning Chinese and I find it kind of hard for me to learn it, but I would love to be able to learn multiple languages. Like that's the kind of skill I want. Be able to communicate more with people and just interact with my environment wherever I find myself.
yeah. Yeah, definitely. I think that's a very good skill. I wish I had that skill too. Do you speak any other languages other than English?
Yes, I speak Yoruba.
Okay.
It's a Nigerian language, and I think I speak a little bit of French, but not like I feel like I'm a beginner, like beginner, because
Yeah.
I learned French in school. So I haven't practiced it, but I can understand small.
Yeah. Okay, that's good. I speak Spanish. That's my native language. So if you think French would be easy to understand, and it's like, no, not even a little bit. Like when I've traveled, whoop, did I lose you? Ella, are you there? Let me see if she comes back in a second. I think her connection is a bit funky, and I'm sure she'll be back. Let me see. All right, I think she'll be back soon. There you are. Hi, Ella. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, that's great. All right, so languages, it's a very, very good skill to have. Now, tell me a little bit more about your crochet process. So, you were talking about getting inspired by the texture and also about what you need. But how do you work? Do you imagine the drawing first, and then you do swatches, and then you do all the math, and then you do the garment? Or are you one of those that improvises the garment and then does all the maths? Or what's your process?
Okay, for my process, I think it depends on the project for me because looking at all the projects I've ever made, the processes are kind of different for each project. Using that dress I made as an example, I think that one of my process was that I wanted to make a dress and then I just researched different constructions of the dresses and then I tried the stitches I wanted to use. So I was like, okay, let me use the stitch, let me use the stitch. That was how, and I made it in my sketch. But for other projects, sometimes I kind of go with the mood. It just depends on my mood because I made a knit sweater one time and I just wanted to just get rid of all my scrap yarns and I just started to work on the sweater. There was like zero thought process involved. So yeah, I think it depends on the project for me. Sometimes it might be that I'm inspired by the yarn I have at home. Sometimes it might be that I'm inspired by, um, could I say, maybe the color, maybe the texture, or a particular stitch. So I made a pattern last year, And what inspired the pattern was the stitch. I fell in love with the stitch, and I wanted to make something that was like comfortable and like versatile, and at the same time like a classy in a way. So yeah, I think it depends for various projects for me.
Yeah, that makes sense. I completely understand that. And this is a bit of a hard question, and I don't know if I don't know how I would answer it, but I hope you can answer it. But I wanted to ask you, what do you think you bring to the crochet world that is like a new perspective that maybe other people don't have at the moment? I feel like, there's so many different crochet voices and crochet designers and influencers and all that. Do you think you bring something different to this crochet world?
Um, I don't think I have found that difference, so to speak, yet.
Okay.
But I think one of the reasons why I will continue designing because I want to find that thing I actually bring that. Maybe if you see a particular, some people when you see their project online, you just know the designer that made it. Like I don't think I've reached that level yet. So I hope that would be like with how if I design more, I can reach that level that okay, when they see a piece online, they're like, oh, this is Nova Main, this is like from this designer. So I don't think I've reached that level yet.
Yeah, that's really cool. And I think it's a very special moment when you can like see your pieces somewhere else. I think that's one of my
Yeah.
favorite parts about this career. And I've been designing for a long time and it's taken me a very long time to get here, but it is very exciting. Oh gosh, there's a fly in here. Okay, well,
Sorry.
sorry, I had a fly flying on my head and I was like, leave me alone. All right, well, we're gonna wrap up soon, but before we finish off, I would love to talk about the lace wood pullover. Now,
Okay.
you've made two different versions. Do you want to tell us what the differences are? Which one is your favorite? Tell us
Okay.
about it.
All right.
Inspiration
So
behind it? Yeah.
I think for the lace pullover, but let me talk about the inspiration first. I was inspired by just the raglan style construction. I before the lace pullover, I have not made anything like I've not crocheted a raglan style sweater before. So I just wanted to, when I made the sketch, I wanted to make something that had the same construction but wasn't like I feel like a different take on the classic like the classic raglan style crochet sweater. I wanted to add textures and like a little bit of colors and everything. So that was what inspired the basic pullover. And then for the two versions, there's a version with the granny square and there's a version without the granny square. For the granny square version, it's worked like in the rows, like it worked flat, and then you attach the granny squares. And for the one without the granny square, it is worked in the round. So I think my favorite version I would say my favorite version is the second one, the one without the granny squares. Because I kind of maybe the way I made it, I made this. I'm a size small and I made it in the size medium large, so I kind of like the fit. So maybe if I had made the first one in like a larger size, I would have liked it. But I'll say my favorite version of the lace pullover is the first one without the granny squares.
Yeah. Oh, I love them both. And okay, so for those of you who don't know, Ella sent me a design proposal with the granny squares. Remember that? And I was like, I absolutely love it, but I feel like it might be a bit too like kitty and just not
Yeah,
fresh enough. But to be
yeah.
honest, I think the version with the granny squares is my favorite. I think they work
Well,
so well. The colors that you picked go really, really well together, and I
yeah.
think the African flower granny is just so classic and beautiful. Yeah, I think it works really well. And even without the short rows for the neck, it just feels so summery and so light. You know, and I think it's really cool how this design, even though it's basically the same thing except for that detail,
Yeah.
it looks so different
So
in those two
different. Yes.
versions. Yeah, I'm
Yes.
very, very impressed. It's really cool how you managed to do that, you know?
Thank you very much.
And what about the yarn? You work with very different yarns for this one. Can you tell us about them?
Okay, so I for the first one, which is the one with the granny square, I used this yarn from Anzola. It's the Anzola Vera Sport with yarn, and I chose it because I love the colors that I just love the colors. So I was like, okay, I wanted to make something like very colorful and at the same time like not too colorful. So I chose those three colors and I really, really love the colors. Then the second one was the yarn from Sheep Trees. I chose the bamboo soft yarn and I chose it in like antique silver. I guess that's the name of the color. But I would say that for the antique silver, I should have used like a bigger, like a brighter yarn because I'm not into like jacket
Sorry, love, I can't hear you. Ah, hello, hello. Oh no, we're having bad connection. Ella, are you there? Let's see if she comes back. I hope she makes it back soon. But yeah, honestly, guys, I sometimes it's very annoying how I make assumptions about things without really understanding the vision of the designer. And I love that people respect me and are like willing to try something different. And Ella was like, "Yeah, sure, I'll make two versions." And I was like, "You don't have to make two versions, but sure, I'll make two make two versions." And then they both turned out so beautiful. And yeah, I hope you guys love this pattern as much as I do, but because I think she did such a wonderful job, especially for a new designer. And then we went through the pattern together, and I tried to make sure that it's amazing. I'm so happy. Are you there, Ella? Can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, excellent. Sorry, we lost you at the second version's yarn. Can you tell us a little bit about the second the yarn?
Okay. Okay, so for the second version, I used the yarn from Shipgate. They sent me their bamboo soft yarn, and I like the bamboo cotton blend because it's suitable for the wet for like the weather. It's kind of hot, so I love bamboo cotton blend most times than acrylic or should I say even cotton blend. I feel like pure cotton blends. I've worked with it before. It's kind of like heavy and it's not as like should I say light as the bamboo cotton blend. So yeah, I love to shape this yarn. I still have like one or two balls left, which I am thinking of what to make with it.
Yeah, that's awesome. Yeah, no, I think it looks really, really nice. And because you use that like kind of neutral color for that second version, it just looks so smart. While the other one looks so
Yeah,
bright and
bright and
colorful and
colorful.
yeah, like perfect for spring. And then you have your autumn
Yeah,
color too, It's just
yeah.
perfect. Great. Now, what do you think about the lace wool pullover? Is there anything that's tricky about it that you think people might struggle a little bit with?
Okay, so for the lace pullover, I think the trickier part would be, should I say, the lace stitch,
Mm-hmm.
because it's the kind of stitch that you have to like calm down. You can't just like blindly like make it. You have to like looking at it while you're making it. You can't just be looking at somewhere else. You have to just be kind of intentional. And I think the other thing would be the short row section,
Okay.
because if you are not familiar with like the short rows for the second pullover, because the second pullover has the short rows and the first one doesn't have the short rows. So if you're not familiar with like short rows and probably you didn't read it well and maybe watch the video I made, I feel like it might be kind of difficult for you to get easily.
Yeah, but I think they're worth it. I think the shaping around the neckline
Yeah.
looks so, so smart. I really like it. And for your class, we have a class with you next week? No, the week after that, right? Yes. Can
Yes.
you tell us about what you're going to be talking about, please?
Okay, so the class is titled Making It Fit for You. It's going to cover how to customize your lace pullover, both the first version and the second version. I'll walk you through the process of probably from the gauge, how to get your gauge right, and how to walk through some parts of the pattern. Like I said, the lace section can be kind of tricky for some people, so I'll walk you through how to like properly make the lace section and the short rows and how to make it fit the length, adjust the length, and probably if you didn't get the gauge right for the length, so you can kind of make it shorter and make it bigger, and the sleeves to also adjust the sleeve length, every single thing. I'm going to walk you through that.
Excellent. That's awesome. And all right. Well, I'm so excited for the class next week, and I think you're going to be doing. We're going to be doing something different. We're going to pre-record the video, right? And then we're
Yeah.
going to get back in. Sorry, I messed up with your video, and now I don't know how to change it back to how it was. I'm so sorry.
Did I log out? Okay.
I don't know what I did. I started playing with it. I don't know why, and I messed it up. Okay, there you are. Hi. um. Okay, Okay, I wanted to ask you about a few things that I usually like to finish with, which is quite fun. So I'm going to say two things, this or that, and you have to answer as quickly as possible, okay? So don't think
All
about
right.
it too much and then just tell me what you would prefer. All right,
Okay.
so fingering weight yarn or worsted weight yarn?
Green, green.
Fingering.
Green. Yeah.
Okay, my girl. Okay, color work or lace?
Lace.
Lace, all right. Now, this is an interesting one. TV or audiobooks?
Uh,
While
I don't
crafting.
I watch a lot of podcasts. Okay, I'll say audiobooks.
Okay, podcast, audiobooks, that works. Excellent.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel like you work faster when you're listening to something than when you're watching TV?
Uh, yeah, I think so. I think I work faster when I'm listening to something than watching TV.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know why. I mean, well, because your attention is where it
Yeah,
should be.
yeah, that is the project.
Yeah. Okay, crafting indoors or outdoors?
Indoors, I'm very shy.
Yeah. Have you got like a
Indoors,
nice like sacred space in your house where it's like this is where I
yes,
crochet?
yes, yes.
Magical. I love it. Okay, snacks or drinks while you crochet?
Uh, I would say snacks.
Yeah, what's your favorite snack?
Yeah. Should I say there's this? I like crackers. I love crackers because of like their saltiness, and I like spicy, salty crackers. So I'll
Okay.
say crackers as my favorite snacks to eat.
Nice. Oh, awesome. I like that. I don't love snacking while I crochet because I always get like crumbs on my fingers and I'm always worried that I'm going to stain my work. But then
Uh,
but then I always end up eating. Okay, are you a morning person or a night owl?
uh, honestly, it depends. I can't really say. Some days I am a morning person. Some days I am like a night owl. Some days I stay up all night. Some
No,
days,
really?
yeah.
Oh
So I
wow.
can't really say. I can't really pick. But I'll say morning person. Yes, I'll just say
Okay.
morning person.
I appreciate that. I don't remember the last time I stayed late, like very, very late on purpose. Like before, I used to be like, tonight I'm not gonna sleep. I'm just going to work or I'm gonna do something. And now that I have
Yeah,
kids, I'm like 10 o'clock. I'm off to
yeah.
bed. All right, ice cream or cake?
Ice cream.
Yes, that's me too.
Ice
Now,
cream.
exercise. Are you more of an active, like running or sitting, or yoga and Pilates and chill?
I'll say yoga or Pilates.
Yeah, nice.
I don't really like fast, like burning, that kind of thing. Like you ask me to be moving so fast. I don't really like those kind of exercises. I like kind of cool ones that, yeah, they are
That's
more of
awesome.
like flexibility and endurance.
That's awesome. When I was right before I got married, I was on a very very strict diet and I was exercising loads. And one of my favorite exercises was going to spinning class. And I had a
Okay.
really really angry teacher, and she would just shout at you like, "Come on, do it!" And I hated it, but I also loved it. You know, like I secretly went like just so excited to be like how angry she would be at me. It was this
To
strange.
motivate me.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes. It was this strange system. I was like, why am I doing this?
Yeah.
Anyway, off topic. Um, well, Ella, it's been so lovely talking to you. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you very much.
I'm so sorry about the technical problems. It happens to everyone. But I am so glad that you've joined us on Playful. I'm so glad to get to know you. And
Thank you.
yeah, do you want to say anything else to other people watching? Is there anything happening in your life or any future projects that you would like to talk about?
Okay, so for future projects, I'm actually working on a crochet shirt kind of design. So I'm hoping that I can, like I said before, the sketch I have and my design, I hope I can do it justice. So yeah, those are the things I'm working on currently. I'm working on two different projects. So I hope I can actualize this, like make it the sketch look, do it justice basically. So
Yeah.
that's it.
Well, I am so excited to see it. And where should people find you if they want to see your designs and kind of follow what you're up to? Is Instagram best? Ravelry? Where are you?
I think you can follow me on Instagram, and I'm also active on YouTube because I post a lot of vlogs. The vlogs I make for each project, most times I make vlogs about them. So
Okay.
YouTube and Instagram is like the best way to like follow up on what I'm working on. If you want to see the behind the scenes, I would say YouTube is the best. If you want to see the finished products, I would say Instagram is the best.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for coming, Ella. It was so lovely meeting
Thank you
you,
very much.
and we will see you in
Yeah.
2 weeks for your masterclass. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much, Sandra.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye.